Welcome, everyone, to our second episode of AI Perimeter. I am pleased to host this session today. We have today James McCormick, CEO of Cloudastructure, and Greg Smitherman, CFO of Cloudastructure, and I'm the Chief Revenue Officer. AI Perimeter is an exciting podcast where we bring to you a discussion around AI technologies, the risks, the returns, the opportunities, and anything you may want to ask us. And if you do want to ask us to cover a topic, please reach out to us at aip@cloudastructure.com. So during our last episode, we touched on a little bit AI and humans in the loop, but we really didn't go into detail. So Greg, why don't you tell us a little bit about what that means?
So human in the loop is almost an essential component of a successful AI implementation, because we all know that AI can hallucinate, can do various things. But in security, it's even more important, because if you're going to be calling the police or the fire, you want to make sure that that call is warranted and necessary. And so we use AI to scrub the video, to search the video, and when there's something of interest where a decision needs to be made, that's where we flip it over to a human. The AI alerts our guards. They can look at the video and go, yep, I need to do something here. Something bad is going on, or you know what? This is a normal situation. I won't worry about it.
Right, and the AI sometimes can't tell, right?
Absolutely. So are two people fighting, or are they dancing? The motions are very similar. The AI doesn't have a clue.
And we see that all the time. So oftentimes in a parking garage, for example, are they fumbling for their keys, or are they trying to break into a car? And that's something where the human really needs to be watching and checking out that behavior. Maybe in 3 to 4 years, you'll be able to tell the difference, but right now the humans are really a vital part of the solution. Anything you want to add to that, James?
No, I don't think so. That's a perfect explanation.
Okay, so when we at Cloudastructure have the human side and the AI side, how does that incorporate into our model for scaling?
Sure. So at the end of the day, we now have enough information and enough data to predict when we're going to need more human beings, right? As we've said, currently we're uploading 8 million videos a day, and we know that that translates into X number of alerts, and that translates into X number of physical guards that we need to respond to those alerts. I hate to say it becomes a mathematical equation, but we do have the statistics, and we know based on our revenue growth, if things proceed apace the way that we're projecting them, we have a pretty good roadmap as to when we need guards and the amount of guards that we need. So it becomes fairly predictable, I would say.
And if I'm an investor in a company like this that has a combination of humans and AI, how do I look at that in terms of growth, margins, return on investment?
At times, it seems like it could be a little counterintuitive, because you're not just using pure AI, you're using AI and human beings. But if you think back to some of the statistics that we show, by using humans in the loop, we have a 98% deterrence rate. What happens there? Well, it gives our customers even more confidence in our solutions, and it gives us additional fodder, I guess you would say, for incremental sales opportunities as well. So, frankly, a company like ours that has the combination of artificial intelligence and humans in the loop with demonstrable results, from my perspective, makes us a very, very attractive investment opportunity.
As you said, looking at other companies, it really gets into the ratio of how you leverage humans in the loop. At one end of the scale, you've got all human interface, and that doesn't scale, it's too expensive. And on the other end, you've got 100% AI solution, and that, as we have seen, often just doesn't work in these scenarios. And so it's how much can you leverage? how much can you move over? What's the ratio? Is it, a 10 to 1? Is it a 20 to 1? Is it a 50 to 1? And when we can get up 50 to 70 to 100 to 1, that's where you pay attention to those numbers. And that's what can drive profitability, and that's what it does for us.
And if I might,
Yeah.
just to clarify what Greg said, sometimes I think we forget because we live this every day.
Yeah.
What Greg was referring to is if you have a system where live human beings are watching every stream, at most, a human being can watch 7 to 10 screens at a time before they get tired or they lose attention or something. And that's what you were referring,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
For 7 to 10. With our system, our guards can look up at the moment, approximately, they can look at 50 video screens or 50 images, and we think over time that could go to 70.
Yeah.
So it's much more effective and it's much more economical.
Yeah, and then from a sales
Yeah.
perspective, I can just touch on the fact that we see our competitors on those sides of the spectrum, where some of our competitors started with just pure security monitoring the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, yeah.
And we're still competing against them, but in much more efficiently, effectively,
Yeah.
proactively.
Yeah.
And then there's the ones that are coming up that say, I'm just straight up AI.
Yep.
And the amount of misses, the false alerts, and everything with straight up AI, it causes them to have a bad product.
Yep.
So I think what we're seeing is the sweet spot, is the blend, which is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
What other uses, some folks have asked us, are there any other applications besides stopping crime where we could leverage, because we have our eyes on a property with human touch? What else can we do?
There's a lot that we not only can do, that we do. For example, we have given feedback to property managers that we notice one of your side doors is broken and someone really needs to fix that. And the property manager's like, wow, thanks. I always come in the front door and I never really had noticed that. No one had reported it. We had an example the other day where Amazon driver was going to just leave the package on a clearly high traffic area. It was going to be gone in 2 minutes. The guard came out and said, you can't leave a package outside. You need to, hit the call box, get the tenant down here, get the package delivered. It was great. Everyone was happy. There are a host of things that make life more pleasant for folks. We've called ambulances when we've seen people hurt. Reported a fire.
Yep.
Fire department stopped a fire from really burning up a lot more than it did. Mm-hmm. So since we've got our eyes on the prize all the time, we don't just look for crimes, we look for anomalies and things that need to be paid attention to.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing, we've talked about this in the past, having those recordings can also be a safe haven for property management companies, specifically from capturing events in case there's some sort of litigation.
Yeah.
Something I slipped on the pool deck, or I hurt myself in the weight room, or, right, oh my goodness, right, this tenant's dog bit me.
Yeah.
So by having that recorded content, it's not necessarily stopping crime, but it is providing additional benefit to our customers as well.
And for those of you that are watching, as opposed to just listening, we do have a video clip that we will show that kind of illustrates some of this other side of stopping crime, in addition to stopping crime, sort of the compassionate side of doing things.
This is a secure area. You're being watched and recorded by a live agent.
This is live security. You are being recorded. Law enforcement is on the way. Hi there. The pool's closed for the evening. Please head back to your unit.
This is a secure area. You are being watched and recorded. Leave immediately.
This is private property. We understand you may need assistance. Please move along safely.
Hi, the resident in 2B dropped some cash on the floor. Could you make sure it gets back to them?
Hi, Amazon. Please don't leave that outside. I'll get someone to open the door.
Anything else you want to add with respect to human in the loop and AI? Where could it go in the future?
I mean, not even just in the future where we're already utilizing it, because the guards aren't necessarily busy 100% of the time. They're able to go in and continually update our AI. And one of the big advantages is we don't train our AI off of stock images, clip art, as we like to say. It's off of actual security video, right? Lighting's not necessarily great. Sometimes the video's not all that great. You need to work in a real world situation. And as great as our AI is, we don't get 100% things recognized. So we have guards going in and making sure that that car was a car and that person was a person and that dog was a dog. And if it's not, correcting it and continuing that training. So again, it's that continual feedback of having a person curating the AI as opposed to just letting the AI do what it does. And we've seen multiple cases where when you let it go, it goes to a place that no one's happy about.
Yeah, and you touched on it earlier. What we're discovering is while we're watching a property, we can add value, right? Like in terms of maintenance, we can check things for you. We have eyes on the premises. We can tell you if a gate is broken, a pool door is open. So things beyond just crime. And our customers are responding very favorably to that because that's not what they expected when they signed up for this. We're not just security now, and we're starting to look ahead at providing more than just security.
Yeah, and I think sort of going back to your question and just hitting it from a different angle, I think we look forward going into the future of sort of fine-tuning what it means from a human in the loop standpoint. Meaning, we're in, right, our guard center's in a certain location right now. Well, as we continue to expand and grow as a company, we're going to consider additional sites, right, from a geographic standpoint. And then some interesting questions start coming up. Same country, different countries, domestic, Asia, those sorts of things. So I'm actually looking forward to those kinds of conversations and sort of, for lack of a better phrase, fine-tuning the model, right, from humans in the loop. That'll be fun.
All right.
Yep.
Okay, well, we are AI Perimeter podcast, Cloudastructure. Check us out at cloudastructure.com. If you have any additional AI questions for us, please reach out at AIP, as in Paul, at cloudastructure.com. We welcome your feedback, we welcome your questions, and we will weave this into the podcast as we go. So tune in next time. And we'll be talking about the future of AI and what our vision is for the AI technology and computer vision. Thank you.